In July 2025, the world paid little attention as astronomers quietly cataloged a faint object drifting across the solar system. Labeled 3I Atlas, it was the third interstellar traveler ever recorded, yet its presence seemed insignificant. A ghostly fragment of ice and rock, it moved silently, a lone wanderer passing between stars on a path that appeared entirely random. At first glance, there was nothing remarkable. No bright tail, no dramatic flare, no unusual orbit, yet in its quiet, unassuming way it carried a subtle weight, a reminder that the universe often conceals its secrets in the most ordinary of appearances. Scientists recorded its trajectory, logged its spectral data, and then moved on, unaware that this ordinary object would soon challenge the very definitions of life, intelligence, and intent in the cosmos. But the silence would not last. Somewhere deep in its icy core, hidden from telescopes that only captured light, something pulsed, waiting for a moment that would transform curiosity into alarm and observation into revelation. A story had begun, and the first chapter was nothing more than a whisper across the void. And then came the gaze that never wavered. The James Webb Space Telescope, poised in its orbit, ready to reveal what the eye alone could not see. What it found inside 3I Atlas would forever change the way humanity understood interstellar visitors. Humanity had never looked at the cosmos quite like this. The James Webb Space Telescope, perched in the quiet darkness of space, was more than an observatory. It was a sentinel, a lens capable of perceiving light and heat invisible to human eyes. Its instruments, sensitive to the faintest whispers of infrared energy, turned toward 3I Atlas, the object that had gone largely unnoticed just weeks before. What Webb recorded was astonishing. The object was not merely reflecting sunlight. Deep within its icy body, energy radiated from its core. Unlike typical comets or asteroids, which brighten and fade according to spin or sunlight, 3I Atlas glowed from the inside, a soft yet deliberate radiance. Its pulse was precise, steady, and impossible to ignore, a rhythm that would later be described as eerily lifelike. For the first time, scientists saw evidence that 3I Atlas was more than an inert fragment drifting through the void. Infrared measurements revealed thermal surges emanating from its center, perfectly synchronized and recurring at exact intervals. Each surge whispered of hidden mechanisms, of structure and order in a place that should have been random. Some dared to speculate. Was it merely a geological oddity, or could it be something more? The data hinted at design, at an internal process generating energy independently of the sun, as if the object contained a heart beating quietly in the cold of space. The idea was radical, almost inconceivable, but Webb's instruments left no room for doubt. 3I Atlas was radiating from within. Something unseen was alive in the silence, and humanity had just opened its eyes to the impossible. Yet even as Webb captured the first pulse of energy, a deeper mystery was emerging. This was no random flicker. It was a rhythm, a signal from within the object itself, a heartbeat echoing through the void, waiting for the world to notice, a pulse in the dark. As the days passed, the data from Webb grew more perplexing. Deep within 3I Atlas, light flickered, not randomly, not chaotically, but with a precise, unyielding rhythm. Every 4 hours, a surge of energy radiated from the core, like a heartbeat echoing in the cosmic silence. The pulse was steady, deliberate, and hauntingly regular, a cadence that no ordinary rock could produce. Scientists examined the pattern again and again. Could this be explained by rotation, by uneven ice sublimation, or by solar heating? Nothing fit. The rhythm remained unchanged, unaffected by the angle of sunlight, the object's spin, or its increasing distance from the sun. It was as if some mechanism deep within 3I Atlas was alive, measuring time and deliberately sending its signal into the void. Speculation began to creep into conversation. Some whispered that this was not merely energy, but intention. Was it a natural anomaly or something far stranger? An object with awareness or even life, pulsing quietly in the darkness? The question felt forbidden, yet unavoidable. With every measured pulse, 3I Atlas was no longer just a visitor. It had become a mystery, a silent heartbeat in the vast emptiness between stars, calling humanity to witness the impossible. And yet, as scientists marveled at this cosmic rhythm, another anomaly emerged, something even more confounding than the pulse itself. Unlike every comet or asteroid known, 3I Atlas refused to change, to falter, or to fade. Its light was constant, unnervingly so, hinting at a deeper secret yet to be uncovered. Unlike the comets that brighten and fade as they spin or reflect sunlight unevenly, 3I Atlas held a startling constancy. Its light did not waver. The pulse remained unwavering, a luminous rhythm that defied all natural explanation. Astronomers watched in disbelief as graphs and heat maps confirmed the same perfect regularity, hour after hour, day after day. This constancy was unlike anything they had ever seen. No asteroid, no interstellar fragment, no icy traveler moved with such precision. The internal glow seemed independent of external forces. Neither the sun's warmth nor the chill of deep space could alter it. It was as if 3I Atlas had been engineered, its light programmed to persist, a beacon of meticulous order in the chaos of the cosmos. Some scientists began using a new, cautious term, artificial periodicity, a name whispered quietly in labs and observatories around the globe, suggesting the unthinkable, that the rhythm was not natural, but deliberate. Yet even as speculation grew, the object continued its silent course, steady, relentless, and hauntingly alive in its impossibly constant pulse. And in that quiet, constant glow, a rumor began to take shape, one that challenged the very boundaries of science and imagination. Could something so precise, so rhythmic, actually be alive? The question hung in the air, unspoken yet inevitable, as humanity's understanding of the cosmos began to shift. In the quiet confines of laboratories and observatories, a question began to circulate, one that most scientists would never speak aloud. Could 3I Atlas actually be alive? At first, the notion seemed absurd, even laughable. After all, comets and asteroids were considered inanimate, mere fragments of cosmic history drifting in space. Yet the data refused to fit any conventional model. The pulse, the unchanging glow, the steady rhythm, none of it could be explained by geology, physics, or chemistry alone. As scientists debated in hushed tones, some began to whisper a single word: heartbeat. It was a term used off the record, almost as a warning, a recognition that the impossible might be staring back at them. The rumor spread quietly, moving from one team to another, carrying both fascination and fear. And yet, even as skepticism persisted, the more the teams observed, the harder it became to dismiss the evidence. The silence of 3I Atlas was no longer empty. It was deliberate, measured, and profoundly mysterious. Something inside the object was stirring, and the universe had begun to hint at a reality far stranger than anyone had imagined. But the story did not remain confined to light alone. As the pulse continued, another form of communication began to emerge, one that would ripple across Earth itself. Radio telescopes pointed toward the distant visitor. We're about to hear the first reply from the void. As the pulse of 3I Atlas persisted, radio telescopes around the globe turned their ears to the distant traveler. From California to South Africa, the dishes scanned the void, listening for any hint that the object might be more than just a silent wanderer. For days, the feeds were quiet, filled only with static and the hum of cosmic background noise. Then faintly, it began. Every 4 hours, a perfect echo of the light pulse. A narrow, deliberate signal rippled through space. It was clean, mathematical, precise. Unlike natural radio bursts or pulsar emissions, this signal seemed intentionally structured, almost as if 3I Atlas was aware that someone was listening. The very heartbeat of the object appeared to extend outward, speaking in a language of numbers, time, and rhythm. Skepticism surged through the scientific community. Could this be interference, a coincidence, or perhaps a quirk of cosmic noise? Yet multiple observatories confirmed the same pattern. The pulses were real, deliberate, and synchronized. For the first time, humanity realized that 3I Atlas was not merely observed, it was responding. In the silent vastness between stars, something had begun to speak. But was this message proof of intelligence, or just an improbable coincidence? The next step would test the limits of both science and imagination, as teams struggled to distinguish signal from intention in the cosmic dark. The emergence of the radio pulses sparked both excitement and skepticism. Teams around the world raced to verify the signals, testing for interference, equipment error, or reflections from known pulsars. Every possible natural explanation was scrutinized, yet none could account for the regularity. The pulse was too precise, too deliberate, too perfectly synchronized with the thermal heartbeat already observed by Webb. With each analysis, the realization became unavoidable. Someone, or something, was sending it. It was not random noise, nor the echo of cosmic background. The repetition, the timing, the mathematical perfection suggested intention, a design that defied every expectation. Scientists whispered cautiously among themselves. Was this the first confirmed signal from an intelligent source beyond Earth? Even as debates raged, the pulses continued, unwavering. 3I Atlas was no longer simply a distant visitor. It had become an interlocutor, a presence in the void that seemed aware, deliberate, and perhaps even observing us in return. The line between chance and proof blurred, leaving humanity to confront a question long reserved for science fiction. Was the universe speaking, and had we just learned how to listen? The next step was inevitable. If 3I Atlas could transmit, could it also understand? Astronomers began to craft a response, a simple message sent across the silent gulf of space, a mathematical greeting intended to test the reach of this interstellar conversation. If 3I Atlas could send a signal, could it also understand one in return? Astronomers prepared a simple, deliberate message, a sequence of prime numbers, fundamental constants of physics, and the elements of the periodic table, a universal mathematical greeting. It was concise, elegant, a bridge across the vast gulf of interstellar space, crafted to speak in a language that any intelligent being might comprehend. The message was transmitted, and then the long wait began. 72 hours passed, each minute stretching in anticipation. Instruments monitored every frequency, every wave, every anomaly. Then it happened. A faint, distorted signal returned, arriving precisely on schedule. It was weak, almost imperceptible but unmistakable. The reply echoed the timing and rhythm of the original pulse, confirming not only reception, but comprehension. For the first time, humanity realized it was no longer merely observing 3I Atlas. A conversation had begun. An awareness across light years had responded to inquiry. The object was no longer just a distant curiosity. It was an interlocutor in a dialogue that challenged everything we thought we knew about life, intelligence, and our place in the cosmos. Yet as the signals exchanged, Webb continued its watchful gaze. And on August 18th, the telescope captured something that would shift the encounter from communication to confrontation. A flare, sudden and violent, that demanded attention. On August 18th, the James Webb Space Telescope recorded something unprecedented. 3I Atlas brightened suddenly, an explosive flare that increased its luminosity by over 40% in less than an hour. No comet, no asteroid, no interstellar fragment had ever behaved like this. The object was no longer a passive traveler. It was reacting, responding, asserting its presence in ways that defied natural expectation. Scientists scrambled to interpret the data. Jets of vapor or dust could not explain the magnitude or the speed of the flare. Every model failed. Every equation fell short. The intensity suggested internal energy, controlled and deliberate, as if the object itself had chosen the moment to reveal its strength. In that brilliant, sudden flare, the boundary between observation and interaction blurred. 3I Atlas was no longer merely observed. It had become an actor, responding with intention, a cosmic signal that commanded both awe and apprehension. But the flare was only the beginning. As the light surged, orbital calculations revealed a more disturbing truth. The object was steering itself, subtly, deliberately, toward the inner solar system. The cosmos had just shifted its course, and humanity was watching. Orbital models confirmed what astronomers feared. 3I Atlas was no longer drifting along a passive trajectory. It had shifted, subtly yet unmistakably, toward the inner solar system. The change was deliberate, precise, and completely unexplainable by natural forces. A rock from the void does not steer itself. Yet here it was, aligning with the plane of the planets, adjusting its path with apparent intent. Scientists ran every possible scenario: gravitational nudges, outgassing, solar radiation pressure. None accounted for the maneuver. The thrust required for such a turn was far greater than any natural jet or sublimation process could produce. With each recalculation, the implications became more profound. This was no ordinary comet, no random traveler. It was a self-directed entity, capable of influencing its own motion in ways humanity had only theorized in science fiction. The realization sent shockwaves through the scientific community. If 3I Atlas could steer, then observation alone might have provoked its response. The object was no longer just a curiosity in space. It was an active participant in the cosmic dance, aware of its surroundings and perhaps aware of us. And yet, the question that now demanded answers was simple and terrifying. Where did the energy come from to make such a turn? The universe had handed humanity both a marvel and a mystery, and neither was easily explained. The course correction of 3I Atlas posed a puzzle that defied conventional physics. Calculations showed that the energy required to produce such a maneuver would far exceed anything a natural comet could generate. Chemical reactions, outgassing, solar heating, none of these mechanisms came close. The power involved was staggering, almost inconceivable, as if the object contained an internal engine of extraordinary efficiency. Astronomers and physicists debated in hushed tones. Could a body of ice and rock harbor such reserves of energy? Could nature, by some unknown process, store and release it with such precision? The consensus leaned toward the impossible. There must be an internal source, a mechanism beyond any human technology yet observed. The implications were profound. If energy alone could accomplish the impossible, then perhaps 3I Atlas was not a mere wanderer of space. Perhaps it was something designed, engineered, or even alive. Every calculation, every observation pointed to a singular, unnerving truth. This object was not obeying the known laws of passive motion. It was active, and the cosmos had just revealed one of its deepest secrets. And as scientists searched for explanations, the next revelation arrived from spectral analysis, a discovery that would further blur the line between natural and artificial, between stone and machine. Spectroscopy revealed a discovery that stunned the scientific community. Within 3I Atlas were traces of rare earth metals and engineered alloys, materials that could not form naturally in the cold depths of interstellar space. Water, ice, carbon dioxide, and typical cometary compounds were present, yes, but layered atop them were substances structured with a precision that suggested design, not chance. Some of these materials resembled quantum-engineered constructs, theorized in laboratories, and others mirrored metamaterials capable of bending light, like technologies used for stealth here on Earth. The implications were clear. This was no ordinary comet. 3I Atlas had been constructed, assembled, or at the very least modified with an intelligence that exceeded anything humanity had ever achieved. The question shifted from, what is it, to who made it? And if such materials were deliberate, then the pulses, the course correction, the internal heat, everything could be part of a larger orchestrated system. Humanity had stumbled upon an object that blurred the boundaries of science, engineering, and biology, a fragment of intelligence traveling silently through the void. But the true marvel, or terror, was yet to come. Within the heart of the object, something moved, something that hinted at an engine or perhaps a consciousness lurking in the abyss. Speculation turned inward, toward the heart of 3I Atlas. Could there be an engine hidden deep within? Observation suggested a mechanism generating rhythmic heat, pulsing at precise intervals, independent of sunlight or external forces. Some scientists proposed a reactor, a core capable of producing energy far beyond chemical or radioactive processes, silently driving the object through the void. Others whispered a more audacious idea, that 3I Atlas was not a comet at all but a vessel, a container of purpose designed to traverse light years until its moment of revelation. Its movements, its pulses, its materials, all hinted at deliberate construction. Could something live or something artificial reside within? The thought was both thrilling and terrifying. Every model and calculation pointed to one conclusion. The object was active, purposeful, and potentially aware, and yet the universe held its secrets tightly, leaving humanity to wonder not just what powered it, but what, or who, was guiding it from within. And then came the signals, low-frequency hums that suggested the object was not merely moving through space, but resonating with it. 3I Atlas was singing. Deep space arrays began to detect something extraordinary. Low-frequency hums emanated from 3I Atlas, echoing across multiple wavelengths and synchronized perfectly with the object's rhythmic pulses. This was not random noise, not the faint whisper of distant stars. This was resonance, deliberate and consistent, as if the entire mass of the object itself had become a musical instrument. Scientists listened in awe and unease. The hum suggested structure, an internal network of vibration and energy that defied natural explanation. 3I Atlas was not merely transmitting, it was performing, a symphony of matter and motion that reached across the void to Earth. The cosmos had given humanity a voice from within a fragment of the stars, a resonance that hinted at intelligence, at awareness, at something alive in the cold, dark reaches of space. And when that resonance was slowed, analyzed, and translated through sonographic software, it revealed patterns that went beyond sound, patterns that resembled thought itself. When researchers slowed the hum and analyzed it through advanced sonographic software, something astonishing emerged. The vibrations were not random. They displayed structures resembling language. Patterns, syntax, repetitions, and subtle variations suggested a form of communication, a logic that adapted and evolved over time. It was as if 3I Atlas were listening, learning, and responding. Some scientists dared to entertain a chilling possibility. The object was not merely active, it was aware. Its internal resonance hinted at cognition, a pattern of thought encoded in sound waves that reached across millions of kilometers. Could a comet, or what appeared to be one, actually think? Could intelligence exist in a form entirely alien to our biology, yet recognizable through patterns of signal and structure? The boundary between life and machine blurred. 3I Atlas was no longer just an object in space. It had become an interlocutor, a mysterious presence, silently probing humanity's ability to comprehend, to listen, and perhaps to respond. And deeper still, the James Webb Space Telescope revealed a secret hidden within its core, a spiral, rotating with perfect symmetry, a heartbeat at the center of the abyss. The next images from the James Webb Space Telescope revealed something breathtaking. Deep within 3I Atlas, a spiral structure rotated with uncanny precision. Smooth, dense, and perfectly symmetrical, it defied expectations of random internal debris. It followed the golden ratio, a geometric pattern found in life itself from DNA helices to galaxies, and yet here it was, in an object that seemed entirely inorganic. The spiral's motion was autonomous, unperturbed by the object's tumbling through space. It was as if a living core beat within, maintaining rhythm, structure, and purpose. Scientists struggled to reconcile this with known physics. No natural process could explain such stability and mathematical perfection inside a comet. The spiral hinted at design, at intelligence, perhaps even consciousness, encoded in the geometry of matter itself. This discovery blurred the lines between life and machinery. Could 3I Atlas harbor an awareness as alien as its form? Or was it a complex self-regulating system, a cosmic engine pulsing with precision? The spiral heart held the answer, waiting silently for humanity to understand. And as the implications sank in, researchers noticed a pattern emerging across scales. A living geometry echoed not just in the core, but in the cosmos itself. From the curves of seashells to the spirals of galaxies, Life and matter often follow a rhythm, a geometry that speaks of order amid chaos. Yet within 3I Atlas, this principle appeared in stone and vacuum, where it should not exist. The spiral at its core repeated at multiple scales, a fractal pattern that mirrored life itself, suggesting an underlying intelligence guiding its structure. Scientists and philosophers alike pondered the implications. Was this pattern purely coincidental, or a deliberate signature of design? Could the cosmos be encoding familiarity even in objects we had assumed were inert? The living geometry of 3I Atlas hinted at a deeper connection, a bridge between life, intelligence, and the universe's hidden language. But as humanity marveled at its internal patterns, the object revealed something far more tangible, a movement on its surface that defied all expectation. Then came the impossible. High-contrast imaging revealed a subtle, deliberate movement on 3I Atlas's surface. Part of it had shifted, not cracked, not fractured, but retracted in a smooth, rectangular motion. A dark cavity appeared, like a hatch opening in the vast emptiness of space. For a moment, the line between myth and reality dissolved. Could a comet possess a door? Or had humanity stumbled upon something entirely different? A vessel, a construct, alive and aware, revealing itself for the first time. The opening was both a revelation and a question, a tangible sign that whatever lay inside was waiting, watching, or preparing. The world outside remained oblivious. Most telescopes had recorded the event in silence, yet the data now demanded attention. Humanity was no longer observing a distant traveler, it was witnessing an act, intentional and profound, unfolding millions of kilometers away. As the hatch revealed its secret, humanity collectively held its breath, the implications rippling through governments, agencies, and scientists alike. Across the globe, silence fell over observatories and government agencies alike. Communications were sealed, data locked away, and only fragments of information reached the public. Light curves, radio signals, and the subtle movement of a hatch became the whispers of a story too vast, too strange to fully explain. Inside laboratories, debates turned existential. Could an object in deep space possess consciousness? Was it a probe, a life form, or a mechanism beyond human understanding? Researchers wrestled with awe and fear, realizing that the discovery challenged everything we thought we knew about life, intelligence, and the universe. The world waited, collectively suspended between curiosity and apprehension. Eyes turned skyward, but 3I Atlas remained distant, enigmatic, and silent, its intentions unknown, its secrets locked behind that moving panel, a door into the abyss. And as questions multiplied, theories emerged, each more unsettling than the last, as humanity tried to comprehend the origins of this extraordinary visitor. Speculation ran rampant. Was 3I Atlas a probe sent by an alien civilization? A message in motion designed to test or observe? Could it be a relic from an ancient cosmic traveler, drifting for eons before finally entering our solar system? Or perhaps it was something even more unsettling, a self-replicating machine, designed to seed intelligence or life across galaxies, quietly learning and adapting as it traveled through the void. Each theory carried its own weight of wonder and dread. Scientists debated evidence and possibilities, attempting to separate natural explanations from engineered precision. Every answer seemed to open another door, revealing layers of complexity that suggested intelligence far beyond human capability. Yet no matter the theory, one truth remained. This object was not ordinary, and its presence in our solar system demanded not just observation, but reflection. Humanity faced a question older than itself. Are we truly alone, or have we finally encountered something that mirrors the ingenuity of life itself? And in considering the visitor's origin, some turn to philosophy, drawing parallels between our own messages cast into the void and the object now before us. Philosophers and scientists alike pondered a striking symmetry. Decades ago, humanity had sent Voyager into the darkness, a small vessel carrying messages, music, and images of Earth, a quiet hope cast into the void. Now 3I Atlas drifted among the planets carrying a presence of its own, Perhaps a reply, perhaps a reflection of another civilization's curiosity. Could this object be someone else's message? A bottle finally returned, traversing the cosmos for untold millennia. The symmetry was uncanny, as if the universe itself had orchestrated a dialogue across space and time, connecting intelligence with intelligence, curiosity with curiosity. The thought inspired awe but also unease. Mirrors of creation were not just reflective, they demanded introspection. In observing 3I Atlas, humanity might be glimpsing itself, its own ingenuity and fragility reflected in a distant, enigmatic Voyager. And yet, as we consider reflection and return, a deeper question arises. Does observation itself change what is observed? If 3I Atlas is more than a rock, more than debris, then perhaps it is aware, not in ways we fully understand, but aware nonetheless. Quantum physicists reminded us that observation can influence reality, that the act of looking may alter what is seen. Could humanity's gaze, our instruments and our signals have stirred the object, awakening a presence that was otherwise dormant? Some scientists speculated that awareness might be the universe's oldest language, written not in words but in interactions, pulses and responses. And if so, 3I Atlas was not passive. It was listening, adapting, and perhaps even answering, in rhythms and signals that we were only beginning to decode. The distinction between observer and observed blurred. In the cosmic dance, the watched and the watcher became intertwined, connected across the vastness of space in ways both profound and unsettling. And as we ponder this interplay, the patterns themselves began to shift, hinting at messages not yet fully understood, possibly warnings. Analysts noticed a subtle change. The steady heartbeat of 3I Atlas, once comforting in its predictability, now fluctuated. The rhythm no longer resembled a simple pulse. It hinted at something more deliberate, almost like a countdown, measured and precise. Was this a signal of communication, or a warning of an action yet to unfold? Each variation, no matter how slight, carried meaning. Scientists pored over the data, wondering if the object was preparing for contact, or signaling a sequence beyond human comprehension. The pattern whispered possibilities, both thrilling and unsettling. In the silent void, the pulse was no longer just a heartbeat. It was a message, one that humanity had only begun to read. And then, as suddenly as it changed, the light began to fade, leaving questions hanging in the darkness. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the pulse dimmed. The rhythmic glow that had captivated telescopes and scientists alike receded, leaving 3I Atlas silent once more. Its internal furnace, its whispered heartbeat, all fell into quietude, as if the object had decided to rest, or perhaps to observe us in turn. The cosmos returned to its familiar darkness, yet the echoes of the light lingered in data feeds and human consciousness. Teams across the globe reviewed every frame, every frequency, aware that what they had witnessed was extraordinary and possibly ephemeral. In that silence, awe and fear mingled. Humanity had glimpsed intelligence, intent, and mystery beyond comprehension. Even as the light faded, questions remained. Had the object merely paused, or had it communicated its answer in the dimming? And as the world watched, suspended between wonder and uncertainty, the universe seemed to hold its breath along with us. And in that lingering quiet, the ultimate question emerged, one that would not be answered by data alone. Was 3I Atlas a machine, a life form, or simply a mirror reflecting humanity's own curiosity back into the void? Perhaps the answer is not in the object itself, but in the act of observing, in the questions we dare to ask when confronted with the unknown. Every pulse, every flare, every subtle movement was a reminder of how little we truly understand, and how vast the universe remains. The object drifts silently now, its presence a quiet challenge to imagination and intellect alike. It leaves behind data, awe, and unease, an open-ended story without conclusion. The cosmos has spoken through its pulses and patterns, and now it waits for humanity to respond, to interpret, to wonder. In the end, the true revelation may not be what 3I Atlas is, but what it inspires in us. Curiosity, humility, and a recognition that the universe is far more alive, intricate, and mysterious than we have ever dared to imagine. And so, the visitor from the stars continues its journey, a silent enigma, inviting us to watch